everybody, this is Jess, your CSA goddess here, and today is week 2, so that means our second box just arrived. And as you can see, it's like overflowing of spinach, and it's awesome. But before I get started on dissecting our box, let me show you the finished product from my previous video, dehydrating chives and scallions. They were actually finished this morning, but I just turned it off. Okay, here is our dry chives, and what we will do, purple mason jar because purple's my favorite color, and I didn't realize you could actually get different colored mason jars. Also, it's very good to keep your dried herbs away from light and heat. So the dark purple will definitely help with that. Okay, let's put that right there. Okay. And you want to make sure that they're dry. You don't want to have any moisture in there because you're going to keep them in a sealed container, and you don't want any moisture to cause any rot or mold. So put them in your jar. Okay, almost done. There's got to be an easier way. Hold on. Let's see, can I pull that? I don't want to pull that. So I guess there really isn't an easier way. And I guarantee you, by the end of the season, this will be full. And this will last me, hopefully, more than a year. But you always want to constantly check for spoilage, in case like you accidentally didn't dry it all the way through. Okay, here's my chives. Let me go get the scallions. Okay, so what do you want to do with the scallions? Here they are. Let me show you. And they're dry all the way through. There's no moisture at all. And this was overnight. Okay, so we're going to do the same, and then I'll dissect our box. This is dried scallions is going to be great for putting into soups. If you're going to use them for anything else, you're going to have to rehydrate them, and all you do is you just put them in water for like 10 minutes or over to rehydrate them again. But yeah, if you put them in soups, all you're going to have is the broth, or however you're going to do your soup. That's how they'll rehydrate. You'll see like dehydrated scallions in miso soup if you ever had it. And I'm sure there's other soups or dishes that you can use dehydrated scallions. By the way, they still smell great, and my house still smells like chives and scallions. Okay. Now, I don't have my labels with me, but always, if you're going to do anything with jarring, make sure, or storing, you have to label and put the date and the year. Just good practice. Okay, I'll put those aside. Grab 2 lids. Now, when you're storing, you can reuse your lids. Make sure they're clean. But when you're canning or jarring, you have to use the disposable ones, because you'll know you get the right seal. But because I also do a lot of storing, I reuse a few myself. Okay? I'll label them later because I can't find my labels just right now. Alright, these are plastic with a rubber ring that goes around. Seal them. Since we're on the subject of herbs, I'll show you my basil from last year. And they still smell fresh. Well, as fresh can be. And here you go. Here's dry basil from last year's harvest. And this lasted me all the way from August of last year. And so, as you can tell, this was full, by the way. Okay. And then this one is mint. You could actually make a tea. I make mint tea. Yes, and it's from September of last year, and it still smells like mint. And it's all the way dry, and maybe one day I'll show you how to actually make mint tea. Okay, now it's time to dissect the box. Okay, I'm not going to show you how to clean spinach because I already did that already. So today I'm just going to show you all the spinach. Look at this. This is huge. This is big. And this is fresh. So I have one bunch of spinach. I have 2 bunches of spinach. I have a fresh tomato, which again, I cannot stress enough that these taste, you'll never taste anything like this in the grocery store. I promise you that. Oh, another tomato. Ta-da! Oh, more spinach. Oh, by the way, all that spinach that was filled up in here from last video is, as you can tell, all gone. I go through lots of spinach. Okay. Oh, more spinach. Look at that. Oh, even more spinach. As you can tell, that's big. A lot. Okay. This one's cilantro. You could tell by the smell because it looks very similar to parsley. As you can, see. It looks very similar to parsley. But parsley, as I said before, it doesn't really have a smell to it. This does. This smells like cilantro. You can tell there's a distinct smell to it. Describe it? I can't. More chives. I'm actually going to use these chives to make a butter later in the week. And it's an herb butter, and what that's good for, seasoning, if you're cooking, even putting it on toast, it's really good. Okay. More tomatoes. They're huge. I have a small hand, but it's pretty much the size of my hand. Okay. Carrots. Yeah, so good. Okay. Nope. More carrots. Look at this. So good, so good, so good. Oh, more leeks. This week, I'm going to be using the leeks for like a chicken soup. I'm running out of room here. Oh, parsnips. That means I can make something else with parsnip. Look at that. Maybe I'll do mashed parsnips this week. This one is oregano. Oregano, everyone probably has used oregano and knows the smell. These will go over here. Oh, what's this one? Sage! I love the smell of sage. I love the use of sage. Soups, chicken, pork, sage and lemon go really good together. Sage, lemon, and butter. And once this gets bigger, I can actually take the sage and make a sage butter. Or like combine the chives and the sage and a couple of other herbs that I have here, and I can make my own butter. Now if any of you are into, cleansing the air, you dry this out and you make a sage stick. But that's all I'll say about that. And it smells good when you burn it. Alright, almost done with the box. 1 asparagus. 2 asparagus. 3 asparagus. And their own honey. Yes, I have honey. This one is clover honey. Can't tell. But clover honey is very, very sweet. The farm that I use usually... I had my rag this time. Always have a rag. With clover honey, it's very sweet. Very, very sweet. That's probably the closest thing you will taste at the grocery stores. Very sweet. This is what you usually see. It's very light in color. And the other one that the farm does is called Wildflower. I find it to have not as overpowering sweet, but maybe like a bitterness to it. It's heavier. Uses for honey besides just putting it in your tea. I actually made pancakes using honey instead of sugar, and it turned out really well. I was very surprised. It's a good sugar alternative. We also use just take a teaspoon of honey, and it's just good. It's just really good. We go through honey like crazy in our house. But yes, here we go. Look at all that. And just to prove, I did not waste anything from last week. I finished the spinach by last Wednesday morning. We used up all the leeks last night. The tomatoes were gone. We snack on them. We, use them in recipes. We put them in our salads. And again, I saved the chives and scallions. I dried them, and they'll last me for a while. Parsnips were all gone with using the parsnip fries recipe. Look at if you're curious, look at the other video. So this week, I am actually going to be, I keep saying I'm going to do it. I'm going to jar asparagus. I just have to get one more ingredient, and then I'll explain it. But I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to actually jar it by itself, and then I am going to pickle another batch. So I'll show you how to pickle, and then I'll show you how to just jar it by itself. So when you want to open it a couple of months later, put it, serve it with your dinner or lunch, and then I'll show you how to, and pickle it. So those 2 videos I'll be showing you. If you're still confused how to wash the spinach, just go to my second video, and I'm going to also show you that you don't need a dehydrator to dry herbs. I'll show you how to actually dry cilantro just hanging them upside down with a string. It'll literally take me 3 minutes. Okay, so that's what I have. And look for me for some other videos. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching me, and happy Cinco de Mayo. All right, bye.